Dear brother, I hope this finds your family well and your business prosperous. I have settled back here again in the British West Midlands, and my position as senior receptionist at the Male Health Centre. Now that the staff members have implemented my improvements, the 2 surgeries are running like clockwork. Almost too well. Perhaps I am in need of a new challenge. Which is something I have in common with my good friend and colleague, Dr. Heston Carter.
What are you doing today?
Today, I am mainly thanking God for half-term holidays.
I need to buy Mum a present. You free for lunch?
Sounds like a plan.
Sushi, Italian?
Either.
Hi.
What have you got there?
Noddy made me pancakes.
Did she? I think Noddy spoils you.
No. Sally get off okay this morning?
Yeah, 6:30. She's probably halfway up the motorway by now. I think Noddy spoils both of us. I better not get used to it. Sally hardly has any time to cook a breakfast these days.
She's a working mum, isn't she? And since when did I bring you up to be a Neanderthal?
Sorry. Bit of a bear with a sore head. Too much work and not enough play for me.
We'll play with you, Daddy.
Yeah, we'll play with you.
Do you know, actually, I was hoping I might make the gym. If you two can have some time together.
What do you reckon?
Can we make fairy cakes?
I think we can make fairy cakes. Oh, sorry. Hello? Oh, hi, Margaret. Yeah, no, I heard. Are they now?
A tip-off.
Well, there's been an outbreak of C. diff at St Phil's, and the powers that be have ordered a hygiene spot check on local surgeries, look for cross-contamination.
What do you want me to do?
Well, could you raise it at the staff meeting, you know, check that we're all up to speed?
Are you envisaging any problems?
No, absolutely not. Our hygiene and infection control is spot on.
Of course.
Won't check till tomorrow.
He calls and you come running? Will you ever learn?
Do you mind getting dressed?
Well, just don't say I didn't warn you.
Any volunteers?
Right, well, you and you, for starters.
Why us?
Duh, because you're OCD.
Zara!
And you're the only nurse in the village.
Perhaps a show of hands. All those in favour of Jimmy and Sherry? Excellent, carried. Right, that just leaves infection control and health and safety lead. I think we can double up on those.
Don't look at me.
It may be of interest that I possess a diploma in health and safety.
Do you indeed?
And a certificate in first aid.
I think that makes you a very suitable candidate.
Are you stark raving mad?
Are you volunteering? Right, in that case, all those in favour of Mrs. Tembe as infection control and health and safety lead? Unanimous!
I hope you don't regret this.
Congratulations, Mrs. Tembe.
I will have to make a batch.
How's everything?
Oh, it's fantastic. We're baking up a storm here.
That's great. Mum, listen, I've been offered a round of golf. Can you manage for a few more hours?
Yeah, of course we can. You go and enjoy yourself. Anyway, if you came home now, you'd probably get covered in chocolate icing.
Thanks, Mum. I really appreciate it.
Well, that's what it's for. Oh, I'm sorry, darling, we got cut off.
Where's he going?
Gonna play golf.
But he left his golf clubs.
Oh, well, I expect to be able to borrow some. There you are. Ah, come on, next batch. Chop, chop.
Yes. Mrs. Tembe.
Dr. Carter,
No tea?
I fear there are more urgent matters requiring my attention.
Oh, yes.
Dr. Carter, I regret to inform you that I have already found several infringements of the regulations.
Well, I knew I could rely on you to whip us all into shape.
Would you like me to run through them with you?
I would much rather leave everything in your more than capable hands.
So, I have your permission to proceed as I see fit.
You have my full authority, Mrs. Tembe.
It has come to my attention that this surgery is in breach of hand hygiene regulations. Accordingly, there will be a compulsory assessment and training session at 2 p.m. All staff are required to attend.
This is all your fault.
Mrs. Tembe, is this really necessary?
It is more than that. It is a requirement. A yearly hand hygiene training of all staff and records of training must be available at all times. We are already 9 months out of date.
We all know how to wash our hands.
That remains to be seen, Nurse Malone, as I will be assessing you all.
I'm quaking in my boots.
Dr. Carter, as senior partner, perhaps you would like to go first.
Senior partner? Since when did we have a senior partner?
I can't believe we're spending a lunch hour having lessons in hand washing.
Especially for you. Might as well teach the Pope how to pray.
One more word from you, Zara.
Could you just, Well?
I regret to inform you that you have failed.
Failed?
It seems that this assessment has come not a moment too soon.
The deep blue sea. Okay, ready? Oh, hang on. Hello? Yeah, this is she. What? We've got to go, baby.
Ensure that the water is neither too hot nor too cold. Wet hands before applying soap. 1 squirt of soap. Perform the 6-stage hand washing technique for about 10 to 20 seconds of rubbing. 1, palm to palm. 2, palm to dorsum. Fingers interlaced, both sides. 3, palm to palm, fingers interlaced. 4, grasp fingers. 5, rotational rubbing of the thumb. Both sides. 6, rinse.
She's on her way to radiology to have it x-rayed.
Thanks. Excuse me. My son's been in a car crash. Patrick Maguire.
He's in resus being assessed for spinal injuries.
What kind of spinal injuries?
He was brought in with neck pain. Try not to worry, it could be nothing. If you take a seat, I'll come and find you as soon as there's any news.
I hope you aren't expecting any sympathy.
This isn't my fault.
When are you going to realise that by bringing bad things on other people, you bring bad things on yourself? I haven't hurt anyone. You really are that self-absorbed. His wife, his children. There's bound to be children, there always is.
Maybe this is for the best. Force things out into the open.
Oh, he's not going to leave his wife.
You don't even know him.
I know you. Different man, same story. They promise you a future and you end up crying into a tub of ice cream.
It's just been unlucky.
You make your own bad luck.
You're jealous because you haven't had a boyfriend for 3 years.
Well, at least my boyfriends weren't all married.
Can I go now?
Families.
Oh, forgive me, Dr. Clay. I am just conducting a regulatory self-audit. Nearly finished.
Fine, Mrs. Tembe.
The consumption of food is not allowed in the clinical area. All meals and snacks are to be eaten in the staff room. Other than that, you have scored very highly. Although, this will have to go.
Hey, that's my nail brush.
I do not make the rules, Dr. Clay. I merely enforce them.
I'd like to see Julia Parsons. No appointment, but if you could tell her it's Marina Bonaire.
Oh, Mrs. Parsons is on holiday. But you are speaking to Winifred Tembe, infections control and health. If you could excuse me, please. Sure. Mrs. Winifred Tembe, infection control and health and safety lead. Would you like to follow me, please? Thanks. Oh, perhaps you would like to see our fridge.
Is it a special fridge?
The temperature is kept between 0 and 5 degrees centigrade. Essential for preventing the growth of harmful bacteria. Now, please note, each food is stored on the correct shelf. Dairy products, meats, salads, all covered and dated.
Splendid.
Each room is damp, dusted daily. Perhaps you would like to see for yourself.
I'd rather have a cup of tea.
Of course. Where are my manners? Oh, Nurse Malone, I would like to introduce you.
Well, if it isn't Cherry Malone.
Oh, Marina, what are you doing here?
I'm the new health visitor.
So you're not tutoring anymore?
Yeah, excuse me. You are not the hygiene inspector.
Oh, I see. You thought... Thank goodness for that. I thought she would start raving bonkers.
Your son's fine. No sign of spinal injury. They're taking him for a CT scan, but that's just a precaution.
Thank God, thank you.
It could have been a lot worse. The paramedics said they were both very lucky.
Can I have some help in here, please?
They...
Is it weakness of intellect, birdie, I cried, or a rather tough worm in your little inside? With a shake of his poor little head, he replied,
Singing willow, tit willow, tit willow. Dr. Heston Carter, I presume. I saw your cocoa and was very impressed, as the actress said to the bishop.
You have me at a disadvantage.
Marina Bonaire, I'm your new health visitor.
Ah.
Your performance on Saturday was a triumph.
Oh, well.
I'm just about to go in search of a cup of tea. Will you join me?
Only if you let me make the tea.
Oh.
Come in.
Dr. Carmichael, you will need this.
Why?
Fingernails should be short, debris-free, and should not extend beyond the fingertips.
And?
And, Dr. Carmichael, you are in breach of the manual.
Have you any idea how much this manicure cost?
I'm afraid I have to insist.
Insist? Who the hell do you think you are?
I am Infections Control and Health and Safety Lead, which means, on this occasion, I outrank you.
What if I don't do it?
Then I have no option than to make a report of it in my audit.
Fine. Audit away.
I take it you are prepared to be named and shamed.
You can put me on crime watch for all I care. Now, if you don't mind.
Dr. Carmichael, I cannot allow this.
Oh, just get out of my office, you wretched woman.
There's no need to be rude.
Okay, then. Please, take your nail scissors and your manual and your self-help audit and get the hell out of my office!
You have not had the last of this.
Thank you!
I was particularly impressed with your Sprechgesang.
Actually, I think some of my critics thought it was more Sprechstimme than Sprechgesang.
Oh, fiddlesticks. There's a fine line between the two, and you drew it perfectly.
Thank you, thank you. How's your lab sang?
And I'm not sure whether to drink it or swab wounds with it, but it's warm and wet, as me granny used to say.
You're an Earl Grey woman.
So, I'm very surprised to see such fine china in a GP surgery.
A theatre and a porcelain lover. My good fortune.
Actually, fortune had nothing to do with it. I've got a proposition for you.
Mrs. Tembe, my meditation cushions have gone.
Oh, I have sent them off for steam cleaning.
Well, they weren't dirty.
Oh, they are incubators for bacteria. And contrary to regulations regarding soft furnishings in clinical areas.
Mrs. Tembe, I can't meditate. When will they be back?
By the end of the week, when I will be asking for their permanent removal.
You can't do that.
I think you will find that I can.
They said you're okay.
I'm fine. They just won't release me until my CT scan comes back.
Oh, it was the crash. For a split second. I thought you were dead. We could both have died. Do you think we have a guardian angel?
I think we had good airbags.
I'm serious.
Telling us what?
Your mother's here. Shall I send her in?
Oh, God. Can you just give us a couple of minutes, please?
Okie dokie.
You better go.
I'll have to meet your family at some point.
What?
Sally's your past. I'm your future. You and me, and the baby she won't give you.
Go home, and I'll call you.
You are going to tell her, Patrick. You are going to tell Sally.
Go. I'll call.
I love you.
So this is Nurse Teddy. Do you want to hold her while I just give you a small little jab in your leg? Come in. Oh, Mrs. Tembe, thank you.
Nurse Malone, can I have a word with you outside, please? If a patient comes into the surgery with a cold, all staff who comes into contact with him must wear a face mask.
Are you joking?
That child is full of cold. I observed her in the waiting room coughing and sneezing. Her nose was running faster than Victoria Falls.
Mrs. Tembe, I'm a nurse. I've got a cast iron immune system.
And this is what you will say to the inspectors, should they drop in on you. Treating an infectious patient without proper protective clothing?
That's my Teddy!
All toys should have a hard white clean surface, suitable for disinfection.
An historical showcase trial.
It's part of the university's centenary celebrations. Using the original transcripts, we're going to reenact the trial of 19-year-old Amelia Watson, hanged for murdering her baby.
Sounds like a very interesting project, but what's it got to do with me?
The defence counsel was Edward Templeton, KC, one of the most gifted orators of his time. His dramatic hyperbole could overwhelm a dubious jury and undermine the hardest evidence.
And?
The minute I saw your Coco, I knew I'd found my KC.
Where is that damn Tembe woman?
Oh, she's overseeing the vaccine delivery, making sure that the cold chain hasn't been broken.
Right, that is it. I have had enough of this.
I need someone with flair.
Well, I'm flattered, but
I love your profile at the university.
in that case, how can I say no?
There you are. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Have you seen what Mrs. Tembe's done to the waiting
Either
room?
you do something about that woman or I will wring her scrawny neck like a chicken.
She took my beat bag.
Is that all?
I
She
see.
ordered me to cut my fingernails, damn cheek of the woman.
I've had 3 complaints from patients so far objecting to being sitting in the infectious area.
Quiet, please. Look, I know that Mrs. Tembe has been a tad overzealous. I will have a few words.
That won't do unless the words are you're fired.
Impossible. Her pride would never stand it.
I don't give a toss about Mrs. Tembe's pride.
Then we might lose her altogether and we wouldn't have a receptionist.
Oh dear. Well, never mind, needs must.
Look, the power has gone to her head. In time, she will calm down.
That's what they said when Hitler invaded Poland.
Maybe we should take a vote. A show of hands.
That is a surprisingly good suggestion coming from you.
I vote for a vote.
All those in favour of relieving Mrs. Tembe of the post of infection control and health and body safety lead.
Cherry.
Vote carried. I think as senior partner, you should carry it out immediately.
I have come to inform you that the hygiene inspectors are here.
Oh, Patrick, don't do that to me again. I nearly had a heart attack. So what happened, sweetheart?
I hit a tree.
What? Who was the person in the car with you then?
What?
What was the other person in the car? Patrick?
She's... I'm so sorry.
No, Patrick.
You're good to go. The registrar will prescribe some painkillers for the whiplash, and then you can go home.
Flying colours. You have to hand it to Mrs. Tembe.
I'll hand her anything you like, as long as it's her P45.
Is that any way to reward staff for a job well done?
Well, if you don't, you won't have any staff left. You'll have a mutiny on your hands.
The inspectors assure me that they will be making a very favourable report.
Congratulations, Mrs. Tembe. Good stuff.
Seconded.
Do you think we could all have a little chat in my office?
Of course, Dr. Carter. You will be wanting a full debrief.
How are you finding your new role, Mrs. Tembe?
Oh, very challenging.
Ah, you see, that's just...
But also extremely rewarding.
It's not too time-consuming, encroaching on your other duties?
Now, I know I forgot your morning tea, but
Yes.
I can assure you it will not happen again.
Morning tea? You never bring me morning tea.
That is because you do not deserve it.
Okay, thank you. Can we just,
I hope you are not suggesting that I cannot cope. Or that I should resign my position.
Oh, on the contrary. No. We think that perhaps you should be promoted
to infection control and health and safety coordinator.
Coordinator. It's a role that has fewer duties, but far more authority.
Well, what sort of authority?
I mean, we'll get someone else to do the day-to-day stuff. Freeing you.
Freeing you to be in charge of signing off on everything.
Everything. We don't want another foot soldier. We want a general.
A general.
Coordinator. I will need another badge.
Well, I don't know why I'm surprised you turn out like your father. Maybe adultery is genetic.
Mum,
Who is this woman?
she's no one. I met her at a work conference. It's not serious.
Oh, please, Patrick, don't make things worse by insulting me. I've seen it all before, remember?
Mum.
No, just get your things. I'll wait in the car.
No. We'll get the ice cream on the way home.
Only this morning, I told you I was looking for a new challenge. Well, you will never believe what has happened to your sister today. I was promoted twice.
She's in bed.
Good.
Mum, can we talk?
Patrick, I can't even look at you at the moment. I'm going to have an early night.
Mum.
Say hello to the nice lady, Gavin. Gavin can't talk. He's lost his voice.
You're missing the point. You, of all people, know what I went through.
Keep away from me!
Where are you going? Tessa!
Just keep away.
It's alive. I'm telling you, it's alive.
What is?
The dummy. It could talk. It spoke to me.